the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate. Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
I have with me the cabinet note, ladies and gentlemen, which has been put out after the cabinet meeting today, and it has passed a resolution on the explosion near the Red Fort in Delhi. It has said the country has witnessed a heinous terror incident perpetrated by anti-national forces through a car explosion near the Red Fort. But it has not named Pakistan. The cabinet reiterates India's unwavering commitment to a policy of zero tolerance towards terrorism, but it has not named Pakistan. The cabinet directs that the investigation into the incident be pursued with the utmost urgency and professionalism to catch the perpetrators, the collaborators and their sponsors to be brought to justice without delay, but it does not yet. Operational word tonight, it does not yet name Pakistan. I hope the government names Pakistan. If the link is so clear and transparent to everyone, including Republic, that there is a link between the Faridabad module, the Jaish-e-Mohammed hand, and the Chandni Chowk blast, if it's absolutely clear and transparent, then why is Pakistan not yet blamed? If every radical, cleric and handler in this network was directly or indirectly in touch with the Pakistan-based Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists, then why is Pakistan still not being named? There are two key arrests made by the Jammu and Kashmir police of two radicalized clerics, Shopia's Maulvi Irfan Ahmed and their logistics head, Mewat cleric Hafiz Muhammad Ishtiaq. It has been revealed that Maulvi Irfan Ahmed was in touch with the Jaish-e-Mohammed handler whose name is Omar bin Khattab. Republic knows it. The government obviously knows it. The police have also come through a telegram channel operated by Pakistan-based terrorist Omar bin Khattab on the phone of Maulvi Irfan. All of this information is there, which links the 2,900 kilograms of explosives directly to Pakistan. And Dr. Shaheen, Dr. Muzammil's female friend from Saharanpur, was running the women's wing operations of the Jaish-e-Mohammed. And Dr. Umar, the man who was driving the car, was part of the same syndicate. If this does not prove a direct, clear, unquestionable Pakistan hand, then the nation wants to know, why has the government not named Pakistan formally yet? Perhaps the intention is to complete the investigation and then come up with incontrovertible, forensically translatable, forensically usable proof. If that is the case, I support it. But we want Pakistan to be named. The second question is, who from within is enabling what is being called white-collar jihad? How is this thriving from India without help from within? Think about it. Doctors, professors, clerics, all radicalized, all are working for Pakistan from inside India, from Srinagar to Faridabad. These people work for Pakistan in India. We have to be very, very, very careful, extremely vigilant and watchful hereon. Dr. Adil Ahmed Rathar, Dr. Muzammil Shakil, Dr. Shahina Shahid, these people were transparently mingling with everyone, trying to put a facade of being doctors and professionals, but managing the most lethal and dangerous terrorist groups, assembling explosives, collecting AK-57s, planning massacres. And we say, let there be a nationwide crackdown, then we are told this is a right-wing approach. I ask you tonight, as viewers of Republic, what other approach will work? Will a left-wing approach work? Will an ultra-left-wing approach work to take on either Islamist radicalization or Pakistani terrorism or Pakistani-sponsored terrorism? Will a Maoist approach work? When they say you have a right-wing approach, I ask you tonight, and I ask everybody watching tonight to go and ask everyone, what approach will work in this country? Politicians say the media must not speak about everything. The media must stay within a Lakshman Rekha. I say tonight, we in the media, at least some of us, have a good sense of the pulse of the people in this country. Sometimes politicians don't have as good a sense of the pulse as we do. There is a lot of anger in this country. There is a lot of anger in this country. We are seeing the Pakistan pattern, the same Pakistan pattern. Is this not exactly how Pakistan executed Pulwama 26/11 parliament attack? A vehicle that changed multiple hands, just like 2019 Pulwama case, a place of symbolic importance chosen for the attack like Taj and CST terminals in Mumbai 26/11, parliament attack in 2001. This was an attack on the heart of India. It was an attack from the place where the Prime Minister delivers his independence speech year after year. And therefore we need to understand this is an attack on the nation, and the Prime Minister did say that an act of terrorism will be an act of war. Pradhan Mantri ji, this has been defined as an act of terrorism. And you know, I know, we all know that this is therefore an act of war by Pakistan. With all the evidence, what stops us from naming Pakistan? I'm sure the government will. I have absolute faith. When forensic reports, explosives, rifles, digital trails all point to Pakistan. Ammonium nitrate worth 2,900 kilograms, imported communication gear, direct JEM digital trail. If this does not qualify as foreign terror infiltration, then what does? I request tonight a small thing I want to request everyone in the government. Let's not sanitize the narrative. Let's not sanitize the narrative when Pakistan's fingerprints are all over this operation. We know, the nation knows, we await the action. We await the action, ladies and gentlemen. I hope it comes soon. Let's debate.
48 hours since the Delhi blast, the Pakistan link is clearer than ever. Last night on the debate, we told you how forensic examination had established direct link between Red Fort blast and the Faridabad module.
Meticulous evidence gathering is happening, and some of it is already coming out in public domain. And so this is clear that the threads and the links of the Delhi blast reach right up to the Pakistan doorsteps via the Faridabad module, and of course Dr. Adil and the entire terror machine of Jaish-e-Mohammed operating out of Jammu and Kashmir and specifically the valley.
Republic has uncovered exclusive information as multi-state operations bust the white-collar jihadi module of Jaish-e-Mohammed. The entire case stemming from the spotting of Jaish posters at Srinagar in mid-October, leading to the arrest of 2 overground workers, both with history of stone pelting, close association with Jaish and Lashkar. It was then when Dr. Adil Radar was arrested by Jammu and Kashmir police. CCTV footage emerging of him pasting Jaish-e-Mohammed posters in Srinagar. This leading them to Mastermind number 1, Maulvi Irfan Ahmad Wage, a Muslim cleric from Shopian, at the epicenter of this white-collar jihadi module. Maulvi Irfan Ahmad earlier worked as a former medical worker at the Government Medical College and now Imam in Naugam. He lured medical professionals towards radical ideology, brainwashed students by showing Jaish videos. Police has also come across a Telegram channel operated by Pakistan-based terrorist Umar bin Khattab. This was found on the phone of this cleric Maulvi Irfan, establishing the link to Pakistan and the Faridabad module of Jaish-e-Mohammed. It was Maulvi Irfan who revealed the names of Muzammil Shakil, a close aide of Umar Nabi, who allegedly was the bomber at Red Fort. The terror module led by Muzammil, the terror doctor who taught at the Al-Falah University in Faridabad, was exposed with the discovery of nearly 350 kilograms of explosive material. Muzammil, aided by a second cleric who was detained by Mewat in Haryana, his name, Hafiz Muhammad Ishtiaq, residing in a rented accommodation within Al-Falah University campus, the same campus where terror doctor Muzammil and Shaheen taught. It was his house where the investigators seized over 2,500 kilograms of ammonium nitrate, potassium chlorate and sulfur. Police say both these clerics of Jaish-e-Mohammed, Maulvi Irfan Ahmad Wage and Hafiz Muhammad Ishtiaq, were in constant communication. They arranged logistics. They sent out radical content. They recruited a larger terror module. It's now established that Shaheen, another doctor of the Al-Falah University, believed to be the girlfriend of the terror mastermind Muzammil, was notably the India head of Jaish-e-Mohammed's new women's wing, Jamaatul Mominat. The more we dig in, the links become stronger and stronger, with Pakistan and Jaish being linked. Is it time to call out the Pakistan link?
I think we need to name Pakistan. The cabinet note does not name Pakistan. There is a resolution that talks about anti-national forces. That word anti-national forces applies, Sanju Verma, to Indians who are working against national interests, so they are anti-national. But that word anti-national forces does not subsume Pakistan. It is my understanding that there is a clear Pakistan connection, inspiration and direction. The Pakistan Jaish indoctrination connection goes beyond the radical clerics Maulvi Irfan Ahmad and the Mewat cleric Hafiz Muhammad Ishtiaq. But somehow, is it because the government is committed to a military response if it names Pakistan that Pakistan is not being named? That the government believes that if we name Pakistan formally, then immediately pressure will build on us to carry out another round of military operations against Pakistan, and we don't want to do that, so we are not naming Pakistan. Otherwise, what else is the reason? Sanju.
Thank you, Arnab. Arnab, let me say, I think you understand geopolitics better than so many of us on this panel. I think one of the better responses when we are in a state of war is the unpredictability. I think if the Union Cabinet has termed 10/11 a terror attack, it means it has taken cognizance that this is not a lone wolf event, point number one. Whether there is a connection between 10/11, the Jaish module, or the so-called Islamist doctor module, and what happened in Faridabad, let's wait and watch. I'm not trying to shove the uncomfortable truth under the carpet, but during inflammatory times like these, it's very, very important to be very cautious and not speak something that could undo the good that is being done by the NIA, by the Delhi Police Commissioner, and by our investigative agencies. You must have noticed, Arnab, in the last 48 hours, be it Prime Minister Narendra Modi or, for that matter, Union Home Minister Amit Shah, they have categorically said, किसी को भी बख्शा नहीं जाएगा, जो भी दिल्ली ब्लास्ट के पीछे था, एक एक को बिल के अंदर से खोद कर निकाला जाएगा, and they will be brought to book. The fact that the Union Cabinet has decided to term 10/11 a terror attack speaks volumes about the intent of the government. And like I've always said on your debates, I've done a zillion debates with you on Operation Sindoor. Prime Minister Modi said after Operation Sindoor in May that it has not ceased. We've not taken a tactical retreat. We've only temporarily paused. And I think Operation Sindoor 2.0, without wanting to jump the gun, is certainly on the cards.
Okay, but better sooner than later, because otherwise it will be seen to be an afterthought. Is my only point tonight, that if you don't name Pakistan immediately within the next, say, 24 hours, then the Pakistan will say that it's an afterthought. So let me get the contrary side here tonight. I see Kapil is wanting to get into the debate. Yes, Kapil. Can you unmute yourself, Kapil? You muted yourself.
Yes, Arnab, I totally agree with your analysis and your presupposition of, when you started this opening narrative that, not naming Pakistan would be, a blunder. And let me give you a reason why. I totally agree with you also that the government is, perhaps not naming because of an international pressure. Because I would want to remind, when Operation Sindoor happened, the official stand of the government was, tomorrow or if in future, if there is any kind of terror attack on our soil, on our people, we will take it as an act of war. Now we have a situation like this where 3,000 kgs of explosive were recovered. We also have a situation of this ghastly act where we lost 13 of our brothers who, tragically lost their life. What stops the government from naming Pakistan, shaming Pakistan, and giving them befitting
What
reply?
is Rahul Gandhi doing in Muscat?
Not only.
What
Hold
is
on.
your
I never
leader
interrupted you.
of
Please hold on.
opposition Rahul
Please,
Gandhi doing
let's
in
be
Muscat?
civil. Let's
Not
be
sit
civil.
here and give lectures.
Let's be civil. I
Thank God we had
understand.
Narendra Modi.
Is Rahul Gandhi in Muscat? Is Rahul Gandhi in Muscat? 1 minute, 1 minute. 1 minute. May I just ask on our side, is it true that Rahul Gandhi is in Muscat? Is he in Muscat? Who told you, Sanju, who told you Rahul Gandhi is in Muscat? Who has told you, Sanju, that Rahul Gandhi is in Muscat?
So,
What is Priyanka Vadra doing in New York?
You want to shift the debate because you don't have an answer. You want to give cover fire to
Rahul Gandhi
Sanju.
doing in
The
Muscat?
debate is not about Rahul
Your
Gandhi.
Jairam
Debate
Ramesh
is not about
is
where
busy
Rahul Gandhi is.
tweeting
Debate is about the fact that 3,000 kgs of explosive were recovered. The debate is about the debate is about 13 people have lost their life. Debate is about you've not declared this as an act of war. The debate is about you've not even named Pakistan.
Who did the Balakot strike of 2019?
Hold on.
Thank God for Narendra Modi. Who did the Operation Sindoor of 2025? Thank God for Narendra Modi. Your leader Siddharamaiah said, "Hua to hua." Your leader Robert Vadra.
Arnab, let me tell you, it's a shouting match. Sanju cannot. Sanju cannot.
Jammu Kashmir.
Sanju.
Okay, viewers, on a,
very smart.
I will only intervene here.
Noise can never replace logic.
That 1 minute. May I come in for a moment, because we are dealing with sensitive situation. I'm changing the duo on the screen. I would like to bring in General Bakshi and Ratnakar Tripathi. Give me a moment, please, everyone. Give me a moment, please.
What is Rahul Gandhi?
I heard you there, Sanju. Let us, please, let me just focus on a few things here. I know, and Sanju is correct, I have an understanding of geopolitics, and I do not believe in a reactionary approach of my government. I, for one, and neither General Bakshi would want us to be reactionary. That is not good. Having said that, the fear of being seen to be reactionary should not create an atmosphere where we are defensive, General Bakshi. There is a Jaish angle here. Maulvi Irfan had Pakistani handlers, and there are telegram channels. There is information which is there. And we have enough electronic proof and digital trail. However, if the cabinet note talks about anti-nationals, the question goes, who are the anti-nationals working for? And at whose behest? If we don't name Pakistan, then it becomes a convenient strategy where effectively we are letting Pakistan off the hook, General Bakshi. And we are saying, look here, as long as you have some Indians in your employ, you can get terrorism done by them. And as long as it is not an official Pakistani involvement in terms of the citizenship of the individual carrying out the attack, we will not blame you.
That is extremely dangerous position to take, Arnab. It will open a slew of terrorist attacks. For God's sake, let us not even think of going that way. Look, that is why the Indian Mujahideen was formed. And for 15 years, they killed about almost 15,000 Indians. They slaughtered 15,000 Indians in their repeated bomb attacks. We can't go down that route again. Look, Arnab, let me put it sequentially. Number one, Op Sindoor 1.0. We hit Markaz-e-Subhanallah, headquarter of Jaish-e-Mohammed.
Oh yeah, we did.
The entire family of Masood Azhar was lost, and he was heard swearing revenge. He was heard asking for the Pakistani women to take up the fight because their men had failed, right? Now, the one organization that has the greatest desire to avenge Op Sindoor is the Jaish-e-Mohammed. The imprint of the Jaish-e-Mohammed is writ large all over this operation. This operation sought to, with a recovery of 3 tons of explosives. 3 tons of explosive, it was by itself tantamount to a declaration of war. But it does not stop there, Arnab. For the first time, we have had doctors trying to wage chemical and biological warfare against India by the ricin poison route. Poison they could have put in our drinking water supply of various towns and cities all over the country. You know, Arnab, please take a look at our national nuclear doctrine. It is a doctrine in the open domain. It is a declaratory doctrine. It enunciates clearly, if any country or entity uses chemical or biological warfare, wages chemical or biological warfare against India, India reserves the right to react with nuclear weapons.
But we haven't named them though this time. We haven't named them though.
You forget nuclear weapons. We seem to be hesitating to even go to conventional. What we promised, you see, it is a matter of credibility. And if you have a deterrent you are not going to enforce, well, that deterrent loses all credibility. And if we say it's okay if you use Indians to attack us, you use the Indian Mujahideen, now you use these doctors of death, and as long as they have Indian citizenship, you are off the hook. I'm afraid we will be in serious trouble.
Oh, is it that one section does not... one minute, just 1 minute. General Bakshi, is it possible, and I'm going analytical on this one, that one section does not want India to initiate military action? Thinking that we need... There is a group, isn't there, which does not want to do anything regardless of what act of terrorism has happened, what statements the Prime Minister has made. We do not want to be initiating military action unless it crosses a threshold. The question then comes before all of us tonight. What is the threshold? Is it based on the casualty number? Is it based, Ratnakar Tripathi, Sanju Verma, on the target of the attack? Is it based on caution of the Ministry of External Affairs that sees military action as daredevilry? The fact is, in the heart of the national capital, there has been a terrible terrorist incident, and we all know the death toll is not 9. We all know the death toll is not 9.
I think
we all know the death toll is not 9.
Arnab, can I please?
We know dozens have been injured, many critically. We want to know, Sanju,
thank you,
why Pakistan has not been named.
Arnab, let's get one thing very clear. 2016, we had the surgical strike in response to the Uri attack. You had Mr. Narendra Modi at the helm. For the first time, India crossed the LOC. 2019, in response to Pulwama, thank God for Prime Minister Modi, we had the Balakot.
Ma'am, I'm talking about 2025.
The international border. And thank God that in April 2025, while I condemn what happened in Pahalgam, can you imagine if the Congress had been in power? There would never have been an Operation Sindoor. Have you forgotten or not?
But you said that Operation Sindoor is still on, and you said that an act of terrorism would be seen to be an act of war. I'm holding you to your word on it. These were your words, not ours.
Arnab, do you remember one thing? Can I please finish? Fali Homi Major was the Indian Air Force chief when 26/11 Mumbai terror attack happened. He's in public domain saying that he was willing as the IAF chief to avenge 26/11 Mumbai terror attack. But Sonia Gandhi's proxy government said no.
That does not defend your decision not to name Pakistan.
My simple rebuttal to you is this. Do we need to take action against the enemy by catching it off guard, or do we need to simply name them and make them, go on red alert? Why do we need to do that? We will do what needs to be done. Operation Sindoor is still ongoing. Prime Minister Modi has said that.
So you're saying, Ratnakar Tripathi, she's saying tonight that we don't need to declare. 1 minute. Deepak Vora is on the debate as well. I welcome Deepak Vora. I welcome Ratnakar Tripathi. I want us to know tonight, we're all together in this. We're all one. This is the Republic Media Network, the largest and most influential, most watched network in the country. We do not believe in dividing internally at a time when our country is under attack. We're only asking a question. If Omar Nabi has been traced to Pakistan, if Adil Ahmad Radhar is raised to JEM, if Shaheen Shahid is traced to JEM, then should we not at least name the JEM? It's only a fundamental question. We need to clear the minds of people. People across India are asking the question.
Please to speak.
Ratnakar Tripathi, and then I'll get Deepak Vora to come in on this, because there's a question in the minds of the people. Mr. Tripathi.
Dr. Goswami, I don't find this topic debatable. Even an illiterate knows that anything and everything of terror which happens in our country is initiated, directed and orchestrated by Pakistan. And I'm a bit confused. Somebody is saying we shouldn't attack. Somebody is talking about the nuclear weapons. So the Operation Sindoor is on and the terror attacks are on. Everything is on. Before this attack on, Red Fort, I think 1 or 2 days before, the NIA or police, some security agencies recovered 3 tons of explosive. That means there was something to happen. And after that, it happened. So if we don't name Pakistan, that doesn't mean Pakistan didn't do it. Everybody believes. But you tell me one thing. I don't want to blame anyone. Very honestly, I was listening to your report. The army searched and arrested 2 people who have a history of stone pelting. On 7th June 2016, then Home Minister Rajnath Singh just freed 9,000 stone pelters, saying that children make mistakes. Children are same everywhere. They should be given chances. And what has happened?
So
we can pat our back.
Better if the Congress party does not make too many claims tonight.
No, I'm not making claims.
Because then I'll have to open the entire history of the Congress party's support to Pakistan.
Oh,
can I please come in or not?
You can say it. You will say it. Because what you did after Pahalgam, when the Indian team...
We responded. 1 minute, sir. 1 minute. Ratnakar Tripathi, you asked me the question. You asked me the question. Thank you, sir. I respond to you. I respond to you with humility, but with instantaneous ability and high quality intellectual construct. I shall respond to you. For I am not Rahul Gandhi. I am certainly not a person with questionable intellect. I can be questioned for many things. I can be questioned for many things, but not for my intellect. Now the question goes to you tonight. I ask you tonight, sir. I ask you. I ask you this as a counter question. I believe that Narendra Modi will respond. I believe.
आपने पूछा सचिन तेंदुलकर, सौरव गोस्वामी, सुनील गावस्कर, आप क्या कर रहे हैं?
Saurav Ganguly, not Saurav Goswami.
सौरव गांगुली बोला मैंने. फिर से रिप्लाई कर लीजिएगा. आपको गोस्वामी ही सुनाई देता है. ये तीनों लोग क्या लेके गए थे अपनी टीम? आपने भी तो नहीं बोला कि इंडियन गवर्नमेंट क्यों खेल रहे हो तुम लोग? टीम को क्यों खेलने दे रहे हो? जय शाह तुम क्यों खेल रहे हो? आपने भी नहीं पूछा.
There's only one network in the country which questioned the games of Pakistan. I am saying.
Looking the other way.
I am not.
The government is looking.
I am not looking the other way. I am the only network in this country. I am the only network in this country today. Ratnakar Tripathi, please now don't speak over me. I'm the only network in the country
trio
which
was
is
not
asking,
responsible for the game.
why the Prime Minister, why the Cabinet, why the government have not named Pakistan. No network has the guts to ask this question. However, I will also say that this is the same government which responded to Pulwama in 16 days. This is the same government which brought back Abhinandan Vartaman in 58 hours. Right? Everyone on. This is the same government, everyone on, which responded to Uri in 11 days. This is the same government which responded to Pulwama in 12 days. And I'm speaking to the same party, the Congress party, whose Prime Minister, like a weakling, went to watch cricket with Gilani and went to Sharm el-Sheikh. And even today, I am embarrassed about what late Dr. Manmohan Singh did to our country's geopolitical history.
The Congress Batla House encounter, do you remember? Sonia Gandhi shed copious tears for Indian Mujahideen. Sonia Gandhi shed copious tears for Indian Mujahideen after the 2008 Batla House encounter. Sonia Gandhi did not shed tears for the martyr M.L. Sharma after the 2008 Batla House encounter. Sam Petrona said hua to hua after the 1984 Sikh genocide. After the Coimbatore blast, Rahul Gandhi said hua to hua. Pune bakery blast, hua to hua. Kashmiri genocide, even till date, Rahul Gandhi does not acknowledge it. Thank God for Narendra Modi, we acknowledge that yes, Pakistan is a terror state. Terrorism is an act of war. And it is Narendra Modi who revoked the Indus Treaty of 1960, signed by lame duck government of so-called Pandit Nehru. It is the same Indira Gandhi jiski aap badi baatein karte ho, who could not get back 54 Indian prisoners of war. But she surrendered to Zulfikar Ali Bhutto and gave away 93,000 Pakistani prisoners of war.
But why don't you name Pakistan, Sanju? All this is good, but Nehru is not Prime Minister right now. Why don't you name Pakistan? Why don't you name Pakistan? 1 minute. Why don't
you name Pakistan? We will take action against Pakistan, Arnab. Are you under any doubt? Are you under any doubt about Operation Sindoor 2.0? Arnab Goswami, are you under any doubt about Operation Sindoor 2.0? But I want to ask Ratnakar Tripathi, your leader Charanjit Singh Channi said, हम कैसे मान ले पहलगाम terror attack के पीछे पाकिस्तान का हाथ है? Your leader Siddaramaiah said, why are we blaming Pakistan? Your Congress MLC B.K. Hari Prasad said, why should we blame Pakistan? Your Congress leader Robert Vadra Jijashri said, you know why Pahalgam happened? Because Indian Muslims
the point is that today the circumstances are slightly complex and different. 1 minute. Santosh Mehrotra and Deepak Vora, we are told sometimes when we have these political debates that we don't understand real politics. Now let me tell you what people are saying. Yesterday Donald Trump said that we are close to a trade deal. Donald Trump said, Deepak Vora, we are close to a trade deal. We may reduce the tariffs on India. And Donald Trump loves to say that he associates economic decisions with geopolitics and geopolitics with economics. Is that the reason we are being cautious about naming Pakistan? Because that will bring about a natural consequence that we will be forced to overtly carry out a military action against Pakistan. We don't want to do that now because there are many things that hang in the balance. Is that the case, Deepak Vora? Santosh Mehrotra, which one of you would like to go first? Deepak Vora ji.
Thank you very much, sir. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, yeah.
Thank you. I'm just back from the United States, so I'm going to talk to you about what has happened. Sir, there is an expression in English, revenge is a dish best served cold. And ma'am who was speaking said it very correctly, that we don't have to telegraph our intention. There is a certain amount of strategic deception that is practiced in such things. I've seen this in the course of my 52 years in diplomacy. Keep them guessing, keep them sweating, but we will hit. It has to be done. Now, as far as naming that country is concerned, it will be done at the appropriate time. Take it from me. Let me give you something a little broader, so if you give me a minute more. I had this group in the United States every morning. morning we'll go for a walk, journalists, diplomats, politicians, academics, and so on. One of them has sent me a message. May I read it out to you,
Yes, sir.
Expressing sympathy for what has happened. And then he said, Ambassador Deepak, I went to a hospital for my routine checkup. The doctor was a Muslim. I walked out. I will not go to that hospital again. Now, these guys the fellow who exploded the stuff in his car, not only did he kill and maim several dozen people, he also killed what is left of Islam, sir. This was the night when the medical profession also died. These guys, I don't know what they do. They have some perverted sense of getting physical pleasures in whatever passes for Jannat. They just have no idea. Their minds have been replaced with ricin at a very young age. So let me conclude by saying, what I have understood, and we had big discussions in New York at the university, they believe that Islam seeks to dominate the world through conversion, procreation, and elimination. And it's not happening, which is why it's so intensely disliked. All this nonsense about Islamophobia, perhaps they should ask, why do people dislike Islam so much? There's no such thing as radical Islam, sir. It's suicidal Islam. You're encouraged to kill yourself and take people along with you. This is where we are. The Freudian word for this, there is a term where you have a death wish. It's called thanatos, which is the death instinct, suicidal despair, self-destructive urge. We are seeing this being encouraged. What would these guys gain, sir? It's a question some of you might wish to answer, to educate. What did they gain by killing these people? Did they get instant Jannat? Did they conquer India? Ever since a few decades after Islam first burst upon the scene 1400 years ago, some countries converted. After that, they haven't managed to conquer.
But why is Pakistan still not named? Let's go back to the core point.
I will tell you, sir. Naming it will put them.
This is the right question.
They are going to put them on alert, sir. We will name and do what we have to at the appropriate time, sir. It's best to keep a low profile, not telegraph your intention, and hit when we have to, sir. Let me assure you, I've been talking to a lot of my friends. We will hit, sir. There is no question about it. Naming them at this point of time,
we will hit in what way, sir?
Probably want solid.
We will hit in what way, sir?
Sir, you remember Sindoor One, your channel, your outstanding channel covered it the best possible way, and you yourself spent, 96 hours in the studio without going home. I remember that, sir. So you will tell us when that is happening. I mean, there's no one who can match your channel, and there's no one who can match you personally. So therefore, I say this with sincerity, Mr. Goswami. I don't say it for the...
No, I accept that. I accept that. I was very clear today. I asked the most uncomfortable question today, that I don't believe all Muslims are terrorists, but why are all these terrorists Muslim? Why is Omar Abdullah quiet? Why Rahul Gandhi quiet? Why is the Waqf group quiet?
And what about Mehbooba Mufti, who says that Muslims are being targeted and these doctors are innocent? Why don't you debate that? Mehbooba Mufti is back to her same old narrative.
So Santosh Mehrotra
is a poor headmaster's son.
Santosh Mehrotra
is a poor headmaster's son. That's the narrative that Mehbooba Mufti wants to peddle once again.
The poor headmaster's son was a narrative for Burhan Wani, which was put out by a journalist who was called India's best journalist. She was called India's best journalist by Lashkar-e-Toiba chief Hafiz Saeed. Everybody knows who she is. I won't name her.
I will name her.
Now the question goes now to Santosh Mehrotra. Santosh Mehrotra, should the government name Pakistan?
Why are you scared to name Barkhadat Arnab? I've never known you to be, holding back your punches.
Mr. Goswami, I thought you addressed a question to me, so let me attempt to address that. Are we in a position to name Pakistan? I'm not so sure, because after all, the terrorist attack took place only 48 hours ago. Now, if that's the case, I think the government is telling us that the investigations are still going on. The government has not announced publicly that the investigations have been closed. If the investigation, according to the government itself, are still going on, then we should obviously wait for the investigations to be completed. So that would be my position as of now. And if we begin to talk about the use of a nuclear deterrence at this kind of juncture, which was mentioned a few minutes ago, that to me would be quite inappropriate. Secondly, I don't believe that the Indus River Treaty has been abrogated by the government of India. It is been put in abeyance. That's the word in place. So I thought people in government should know that it has not been abrogated.
Water treaty has been revoked. Please don't lie, Mr. Mehrotra. You have a habit of engaging in gobbledygook.
Well,
What is the proof that Indus Water Treaty has not been revoked? What proof do you have that Indus Water Treaty has not been revoked when Prime Minister Modi has said as much, Rajnath Singh, the Defence Minister, has said as much, Home Minister Amit Shah has said so, External Affairs Minister Jaishankar has said so? Do you know more than the Union Home Minister? Do you know more than the External Affairs Minister? Do you know more than the Defence Minister? Do you know more than the Prime Minister of this country? Stop making irreverent and reckless statements on national television. I know you hate the BJP, but that should not cloud your judgment, because I still think you're erudite if you want to be. Otherwise, you're free to be reckless and embarrass yourself on national
Thank you,
television.
Sanju.
I say this Indus Water Treaty.
But why is the government still not named Pakistan?
Indus Water Treaty.
That's all right. Why is Pakistan not being named? Why be so cautious on that?
Mr. Goswami, does the government have all the evidence? If the government had all the evidence, it might have named Pakistan. And by the way, on the Indus Indus Treaty, let's just remind ourselves, and if you would just let this lady continue, then I will not be able to say, I can leave your show. I don't have to speak.
Yes, you can leave the show.
So the point really is that
Sanju, 1 minute,
had it been abrogated,
please, everyone now needs to calm down here. I'd like to go to Ratnakar Tripathi and GD Bakshi. The problem is Ratnakar Tripathi and GD Bakshi. I want to...
If I don't know
GD Bakshi and Santosh Mehrotra, please.
Pakistan government has not taken us to international arbitration. Anyway, all this is somewhat irrelevant, because we are obviously at this current juncture discussing this terrorist attack, which is obviously, we should be all regretting the loss of
regretting
life.
does not change things, sir.
Most concerned about
the regretting does not change things. Okay, so General Bakshi.
Thank you.
No, 1 minute. See, General Bakshi, what happens is Ratnakar Tripathi is there from the Congress party. The longer we don't name Pakistan, the Congress party will start defending Pakistan. Already Congress leaders like Zamir Ahmad, you can see it on the breaking news ticker tonight. General Bakshi, you know what he's saying? Shame on the Congress party. You know what he's saying? He's saying that there is political involvement in the blast. He has linked it to the Bihar elections.
Can you hear me, sir?
And he gives Pakistan a clean sheet by calling it a conspiracy.
Am I audible to you, Dr. Goswami?
Yes, but am I audible to you, Ratnakar?
No, so please, either you let me speak or I will leave the seat.
Rahul Gandhi is vacating in Muscat. Why?
So you have the choice.
No, I am asking Ratnakar Tripathi and GD Bakshi, please. Why is the Congress party calling it a conspiracy? Why is the Congress party giving, through Zamir Ahmad, your chosen cabinet minister in Karnataka, Pakistan a clean sheet? Why are you giving Pakistan a clean sheet? आप सुनेंगे भी कि सिर्फ बोलेंगे सुनेंगे आप सुनते क्यों नहीं हैं?
आपको तो पूरे लोग
मैं साउंड बाइट प्ले करता हूं आपको, आप सुनिए उसके बाद जवाब दीजिए.
अभी तक तो आपकी गवर्नमेंट ने, अब आप चुप रहिए.
आपकी कोई और गवर्नमेंट है? शहबाज शरीफ आपके प्रधानमंत्री है.
हाँ बगल में बोल दिया.
कौन है आपके प्रधानमंत्री? सब पहले साउंड बाइट सुन लीजिए.
देखिए मैं तुरंत छोड़ दूंगा.
पूरा साउंड बाइट सुन लीजिए. साउंड बाइट सुन लीजिए. रत्नाकर त्रिपाठी सुनिए.
नहीं सुनूंगा.
सुनिए, प्ले कीजिए, प्ले किया जाए.
कार ब्लास्ट जो होना था, हादसा जो हुआ है, नहीं होना चाहिए था. हमको आश्चर्य क्या है, ये बम ब्लास्ट जो हुआ है 10 तारीख को हुआ है. 11 तारीख को चुनाव है बिहार के अंदर. अभी आप भी देखे होंगे हमारा कड़ा माध्यम के अंदर वो लोग बोल रहे थे कुछ पॉलिटिकल है क्या करके. हमको भी ये सुनने को आ रहा है कि इसके अंदर पॉलिटिकल इन्वॉल्वमेंट है करके सुनने को आ रहा है. पक्का नहीं बोलता हूँ. और ये जो भी पॉलिटिकल अगर बेनिफिट को एक आदमी की जान लेना है ना, उसको सही में उसको अच्छा नहीं होता है. कोई भी रहने दो, एनीबडी. और ये 100% एक दिल्ली कैपिटल में हुआ है इंसिडेंट. ये दिल्ली कैपिटल में हुआ है. अमित शाह उसका जवाब देना चाहिए. इंटेलिजेंस फेलियर, आईबी फेलियर, इतना बड़ा हादसा, 8 आदमी मरते, 20 आदमी हॉस्पिटल के अंदर है, उसके अंदर 12 आदमी सीरियस कंडीशन के अंदर है.
Kapil Madan, he says links it to the election. Why is the Congress party doing this?
No. I think you're trying to completely give a false narrative and a context to what he said.
You want me to play it again?
It is serious. Hold on. You have not heard he said that it is serious. We've lost so many people. You have not heard he said that there could be an intelligence.
I think
failure.
you didn't hear it. Or
You
chose
have not
to
heard.
hear
I
the
think
whole thing.
Arnab, I think you're hard of hearing. Hold on.
I'll play it again. I think you're deaf.
Comprehension.
I think you're completely tone deaf.
So what he says. Now what he says is.
You want
what
me
he
to?
says
I'll play it once again.
Something. No, I am sorry. No, what he says is that if it has happened in capital, this is serious, and Home Minister needs to answer
हमने
that.
भी सुनने को आया है कि political involvement है. कहाँ से सुनने को आया है?
Hold on.
Where have you heard this from?
Hold on.
What? Hold on to what?
What he said.
What, man? You're an intellectual bungee jumper. What are you talking about?
Are you trying to say? No. Are you trying to say that it is not intelligence failure? Don't you think it is a serious issue that just before an election that something like this has happened? Don't you think so? It's a serious issue that needs to be probed. So what is your sense of comprehension?
I don't understand whether you're actually so daft.
He has said
General Bakshi,
it is a serious
you see the problem is, General Bakshi, what I'm saying is, if you do not point the finger where it deserves to be pointed, this kind of speculative talk, General Bakshi, will continue. We need to put an end to this kind of political talk.
I am sorry. Don't you
Absolutely.
agree that,
Sir, with your permission, can I also
I'll bring
have my
Ratnakar
say?
back. Why is he gone
Thank
sulking?
you.
General Bakshi, please go on.
Thank you. Arnab, just this afternoon, I was on another channel talking. There was a Pakistani brigadier as one of the interlocutors. Arnab, he gave me a 10 minutes homily on it was a cylinder blast. Who started this narrative? We did. We handed it over to Pakistan. And that man gave me data compiled over the last 20 years of how many cylinder blasts had taken place in India and how there was no khada under the car and therefore this was a cylinder blast. Tomorrow you will get another narrative from Pakistan. You have suddenly woken up and found there is a Pakistani hand. You were silent all this bloody while. This is a total fabrication. So we can't shoot ourselves in the foot. We are just talking facts, man. The simple bloody fact is that 3 tons of explosives. That has what been commandeered. Out of these 3 tons, media reports indicated 350 kilograms were RDX, military grade explosives. I find that increasingly being taken off the channels, right? RDX grade explosive is not used in our agricultural fields. The only sources it can be from the enemy. It can be from Pakistan. There is something very sinister afoot. Thank God our intelligence agencies got whiff of it about 15 days back and thousands of lives have been saved. But the fact that we have saved thousands of lives does not take away the fact that Mullah Asim Munir, despite being warned, despite being put on notice, any act of terror will be deemed an act of war, has dared to, provoke you like this. He has also tried to give a radiological, biological, chemical edge to his campaign of terror through ricin. It is a significant escalation, qualitative escalation, which has not been seen till now in the last 30, 40 years. We haven't had attempts to poison our entire water supply with such dangerous chemicals. And I told you, our national nuclear doctrine, the American doctrine, is very clear. You try and use chemical, biological warfare, which can cause lakhs of deaths, then we have the right to use nukes to retaliate. You use chemical, biological, we'll use nukes. Now let's forget about nukes. We have enough conventional power. But the impression that we are giving, I'm sorry, I'm a soldier, I don't mince my words, is pussyfooting. We seem so clean.
Sanju Verma is responding to that.
Shit.
Sanju,
So keen to give
on the
us
right.
shit. We seem
Sanju and G. Bakshi, what are you doing on the windows?
shit. And we are sending a wrong message. We are sending a wrong message.
Windows. You don't know how to make
Wrong
windows?
message of unwillingness to conflict. Unwillingness to conflict. That is the message you are sending, whether you like it or not.
Pradeep, what are you doing?
It may be with the best of intentions. It may be with the best of intentions. Let's get foolproof evidence before we strike. It is good not to rush into war. As an old soldier, I'll say that. It is good not to rush into war. You know, fools rush in where angels fear to tread. But your messaging has to be consistent. Your messaging has to be consistent. We can't take out a media narrative that it is a cylinder blast. It has taken us 3 days to say it is not a cylinder blast. Then you are sending a wrong message to your enemy. Believe you me, Sanju Verma, I know how to fight.
Prime
Believe
Minister
you.
Modi has been very clear. हम तय करेंगे कि हम कब जवाब देंगे. हम घर के अंदर घुसकर मारेंगे, but timing will be
He has
decided
always
by the Modi
identified
government.
the target.
Timing will not be decided on
What
national
Arnab
television.
is trying to
with
say,
no
what I
offense
am
to
trying to
General
say
Bakshi.
is we are
Let's be very clear about that. The Balakot strike came as a surprise.
No, I think it is very much, I would say that it is very much within the right of the government to choose how to respond, because I agree it is easy to be an armchair critic than to execute it on the ground. However, having said that, if the evidence is clear, our own commitment to act against Pakistan militarily should not hold us back from blaming Pakistan. Right, Deepak Vora, that's all I'm saying. Our own commitment should not become a ring around our neck. We made the commitment, we need to live to it. Briefly, last word from you, sir.
Sir, just some more time, sir. We are already briefing other countries. Take it from me, sir. That's the procedure that we'll follow. And when we hit, it has to be because they're not going to change. Hitting them any amount of time, their mindsets will not change. The minds don't exist, the brains don't exist, there's poison there. But the answer will be so hard that they will think a million times. If
Given the government's track record, I would completely believe that. Ladies and gentlemen, the last thing I want to end on is this, that radical preachers are at the core of the Faridabad module. Radicalization is our biggest threat. Ladies and gentlemen, before I wrap up, Mr. Narayan Murthy of Infosys is joining the Legends program live tomorrow. He's at the Republic campus a little after 10:30. That's going to be wonderful to receive him here tomorrow. That's a live edition, and I shall see you tomorrow. Good night and goodbye.